we're going to subtract these two imaginaries. Now, instead of subtracting, I want to change this to adding. So if I change it to adding, that means I make that a plus, and then I change these two signs. And then all we're doing is combining like terms. So, combine like terms, what do you get when you combine those two? That's negative 7. And what do you get when you combine I and 4i? You get 5i. Is that an imaginary number? Yeah, you could plot that. Negative 7 plus 5i. Has its real part and its imaginary part. There you go. It's just combining like terms. Something real simple for people. Number 2, we're multiplying two imaginaries, so we're going to use FOIL. Multiply 2 times 4, you get 8. Multiply 2 times negative 7i, you get negative 14i. Then we're going to do negative 2 times 4 is negative 8i. And negative 2i times 4 is negative 8i. Negative 2i times negative 7i is positive 14i squared. Remember, I times I is I squared. So if I combine my like terms, I get 8 here. These two combine, giving me negative 22i. And this becomes 14. What's I squared equal? You have to realize I squared is negative 1, which I can still simplify this. Won't that become negative 14? 8 and negative 14. Remember, that's negative 14. So 8 and negative 14 gives you negative 6. And then you have the minus 22i. Remember, your final answer should not have I squareds, because I squareds equals negative 1. That's the kind of the extra trick to it. Okay, how do you divide? You have, in order to get i's off the bottom, that's the basic idea when you divide, you got to somehow get rid of the I off the bottom. And it comes with multiplying top and bottom by the conjugate. The conjugate is this thing, the bottom, but you change the sign in the middle. Since this is a minus, you make it a plus. And in order to do that, you have to do top and bottom both. In order to get rid of it on the bottom, you have to do top and bottom, because this is 1. Anything over itself is 1. So what does this mean? Well, you're going to have 6 plus 2i. That's the top. And the bottom is that. And what we're going to do is FOIL the top, FOIL the bottom, just like this problem. And what's going to happen is all our i's will disappear from the bottom. So we FOIL the top. 6 times 2 is 12. 6 times 3i is 18i. 2i times 2 is 4i. And 2i times 3i is 6i squared. Here we have 2 times 2, which is 4. We have 2 times 3i, which is negative 6i. We have negative 3 times 2, negative 3i times 2 is, oops, that should be a positive 6i, I'm sorry. This times this is negative 6i. And negative 3i times positive 3i is negative 9i squared. So, next step. Do you understand I squared is negative 1? So you should notice this is going to become a negative 6. And this is going to become a positive 9. Because I squared is negative 1. So we now have, if we simplify this, we have 12. And these two combine to be 22i. This becomes a minus 6. And the bottom, don't these cancel? Leaving you the 4, and this became a positive 9 because negative 1 times negative 9. Almost there. I want to combine the tops. Well, these two combine to give you 6 plus 22i. And the bottom, 4 plus 9 is 13. There is your answer, but there is another way to write it. That is one way to write your answer. The other way, which is very common and actually more precise, is you divide each piece by the 13. That is actually more specifically an imaginary value. This works, but both these can show up as answers on the multiple choice test. Both forms.